each retreat we have some of the different components that the Earth and Spirit Center is about. The meditation, mindfulness, being out in nature, and compassion and community go into every one of the retreats. They're outdoor retreats, so 99% of the time we are out in nature and experiencing it. And to be in nature is so important. This is a generation of kids that have been raised with iPads and phones, and they're used to being entertained in that way. And a lot of them don't go outside as much as they could. I've learned that with experiences from the retreats when they say, I hate nature. And then I say, but that's okay. I'm sure you love some part of nature. So getting them outdoors is probably one of the biggest parts, but the second part that I think is really sets us aside from others is the meditation and the mindfulness part. There aren't a lot of places out there that are teaching mindfulness and meditation in nature, as well as the compassion and community part, just drawing people to one another. As soon as they get to the parking lot, the first thing I say to them on retreat is, this is a non-judgment zone. We're not judging each other at all. We're just being open to whatever happens out here. We have a couple different options for retreats. One of them is community and compassion, and it's all about building your community within that small group of kids that come out here, or teenagers that come together. So we have different activities where they learn similarities about each other. We also have activities where they learn differences so that they can learn about empathy and compassion towards one another. A lot of times we end up on the team building course for that, and they've really enjoyed the team building course. Gives them a way to use their critical thinking skills, but to really bond with one another and listen to one another, which is a hard thing for all of us, not just teenagers, to do. So we have 6 different team building elements. We have the whale watch and the wire walk, the maze, some things that are familiar to people that have done team building in the past. What's beautiful about it is we just set up the scenario as the leader of the experience. We give them the parameters, and then we get to just watch them use their critical thinking skills to figure out how to manage it. And you really get to see personalities emerge. Who are leaders, who are followers, who are listened to, who are ignored. And people will find this out for themselves too, personally. They figure it out and we debrief. So I would say a half an hour of it might be on an element, but another half an hour or 45 minutes is debriefing what they just learned from it and then applying it to everyday life, which is a beautiful thing for them to take from that. And that goes back to the experiential learning, and that's what I'm all about. Team building really, really does that. We have another one based on cosmology and your place in nature, where we actually walk on the cosmic journey, and the kids learn about evolution and their place in evolution. It gets us to the point where we really talk about, do they have hope for the future? Are they worried about climate change? What kind of influence could they have in the future? And being out in nature helps a whole lot because they get the feeling of having the human relationship with nature. It's not an emotional roller coaster kind of retreat. It's a different type of retreat altogether. And they love getting the kids outside too. So I've had great feedback from the retreat directors as well as the chaperones. They also get to plant some seeds and some trees before they leave, so they're leaving a mark to help nature in the future. But I absolutely love leading retreats because it's experiential learning. It's not, I'm lecturing the kids and they're learning that way. It's all student-centered, and that's what I'm all about. I want them to make the discoveries. I might ask the questions or put them in the situation, but they have all the answers inside. And to see them interact and to be outside like that, I love being outside too, so that's part of it. But it's just seeing kids realize things about themselves and then pull themselves into community and bond with one another, and not just learn things about themselves, but learn things about nature and how it is to be in relationship with one another. It's just beautiful. These kids build each other up. It's beautiful to witness that.